Hello! Welcome everybody to this week's chapter of New Blood by Night. I'm your host, your storyteller, your dungeon mistress, Void Doll. We are on chapter 45. Damn. 45. So many chapter. I'm going to pass the mic over to my other players and coterie so that they can introduce themselves. And we're going to put on a little bit less intense music because where we left off last time and where we are in the plot is pretty intense. So, Spectre Zero, go ahead.
Hi. Hello, my name is Spectre Zero, just your average time-traveling dimensional android. And in this game, I'm Aurora. I'm Aurora. Yeah. Passing that over to, if you want to know what happened, check out the last episode. And passing it over on to the wonderful and awesome and Cosmic.
Hello, I am Cosmic, and I play Mori, the grief-stricken? I don't know. She's pretty wrecked. But you know, the end is coming, and it comes for all of us. Passing it over to Luke.
It's me, I'm Luke Anime Memes here on the internet, and I'm playing Gabriel, our newly found Were-Shark's boy, and I'll pass it on to just another villain.
I'm sorry. This is kind of fitting for the list. Someone sent me something, I laughed. I'm just another villain, and I play Damien, the abominable Zamisi abomination, and this is probably the end for all I know. So yeah, sorry about that. Woo, we're going through it. You feel me? I'll toss it back to the Jip Dolly.
Hello, that's me. Woo! Apologies, listeners, if I am a little bit off. I'm gonna try my best. Struggling a little bit with my brain, but let's recap. And as per tradition, Phil, would you like to do the recap for what could maybe be one last time?
One last time. Potentially. On the last session of New Blood by Night, the pack, after having a bit of a powwow with Nina, Gabriel felt obligated. He felt a need to make right by Gaia. They need to apologize to his previous offenses to essentially the Gaia's flesh, which is the earth. It's her body. It's her feelings, emotions, nerves, etc. So he had the bright idea of like, hey, I'm gonna go and try to communicate with these spirits and see what happens. Little did Aurora and Mori know that like he did some things that really pissed off two patron spirits, two very prominent spirits, and there was essentially a fight between the then Michael, now Gabriel, and Damien had to make a pact to more or less be like, hey, I'll do what you want, just save him. So that's a little, going way back, like 20 episodes back. So after that altercation, Damien goes to inform the other two, like, hey, this is what he did, and I don't think spirits like really see like the surface level of ourselves. Like they don't look at our faces, they look at what's within ourselves, our souls, our bodies, our essence in a sense. And with that in regard, Damien's like, well, here, let me just go over there, and he just kind of has like, you know, like kind of like that, like like Joe Pesci kind of like moment of like sauntering over while Mori goes over there to like talk to Gabriel and be like, hey, this isn't smart, like you kind of screwed up, but like, you know, he made his plea. He said like, hey, I want to make things right. I'm gonna do this my way, and I think this time I'll just do it better. And she gave him the benefit of the doubt. And once Damien got there, he's like, hey, come on over. Spirits are saying some things. We're gonna do some things. So after making some sacrifices, a shark like spirit comes on over, says, hey, this is my offer to you. Now he is Shark Lord Sama. So now he is a Rokia. He's been infused with the temporary spirit of the Rokia, the were sharks. And after that, you know, a kind of like skittering across the webs of the spiritual realm, and from tree to tree and line to line, offered a pact with Mori as well in that scene. And Damien tried to convey, he's like, I'm not sure what you have to give up, but you know, I don't know what the fallout will be. So Mori more or less said yes, sure, why not? So now she is part were spider, Anansi, and we all, after having our little powwow with the spirits, oh wait, Damien was offered like a Naga thing, but he said, you know, I don't reject your offer, but I will, you know, be grateful of it. And then he was bitten. Now he has a permanent bite on his arm. So now that's when we all decided to go back to Aurora. But prior to us going back, Aurora had a little bit of a back and forth with Stone, saying that you're all going to lose, you're all going to die. This fight is well beyond your capabilities, and you know, and what is, you know, essentially a giant worm down there is going to destroy you in every sense of the word. And Aurora, fearful of this, wants to protect everyone, because that's kind of been Aurora's thing. She wants to make sure everyone's okay. So he, you know, after a bit of back and forth, says, I have an offer for you. And what happens is he takes out his eye, and there's a loud like squelching sound. Now it's a little dry, so I can't do it very well. And he offers her the golden eye, and he gave it to Aurora. She ate it and consumed it, and Aurora kind of became not Aurora anymore. Kind of like this more emaciated monster-like creature of a much lower lineage of Cain himself. So now she's kind of, well, not kind of, she is 100% elevated above everyone else of a higher status, but also just kind of distant, kind of gone, like seeing everything from a very different viewpoint in terms of humanity. And as we did make our way back, we saw the fallout of it, and she like teleported as soon as she saw Damien, started smelling him. Mori had a very visceral, emotional reaction to this, like, what happened? Why did you do this? It's a sacrifice. It was done for everyone, but there's a severe cost. Genuine severe cost. And after some back and forth, you know, they embrace. Mia comes out of the woodwork, finally waking up, and she's like, what the fuck is this? Gun's taken from her, and she's not a fan of this. She doesn't believe she could be redeemed, because she's so far gone in terms of humanity and sense of self, which there is no real sense of self, because Aurora is essentially trapped behind like an ice wall in the Mind Palace. So that's where we're at. That's where we is. And this could be the end of New Blood by Night.
Could be the start of Gehenna.
And so we begin tonight's session. Today's chapter 45. Some time has passed, and the coterie that arrived, that bore witness has made subtle moves forward, not drawn by machinations or word, but by a significant tethering of instinct, pulling them forward to a location. In fact, the game begins with all of you standing above the sinkhole in which Robbie fell through earlier. Deep into Damien's territory. With you are the other members of your pack, Mia included, Zero, Nina, Fenrir, etc. It is only as you all gather, as if in council around this hole in the earth, that the spell, the tethering, breaks. And you arrive once again into your flesh, your senses returning. Even though some of you do not need to blink, Aurora, you do, myopically. And there is a voice that feels like a song. It sends a myriad of emotions through you. Some of these emotions are your own. Some of them are being signaled to you from this voice, but it says, go. Destroy. End.
Can I infer that that voice is possibly someone, either the being or, I guess, stone or something? What can I infer the direction that that's coming from?
The voice within you.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Whatever tether guided you here was probably a machination of whatever powerful entity has just spoken to you. 3 words. But there is a spiritual reverence that kind of is lost on you, in particular Aurora, but the other 3, you know better than to question. It feels like one of the... They have been called deities. The Wild, the Weaver, the Worm, Gaia. One of these entities.
Would Damien recognize this as Grandfather Thunder?
Roll an intelligence and occult.
But yet, all my dice are just rage and hunger.
Oh my god.
Does that mean you're hangry?
I think he's angry.
But it was a good roll, 4 successes.
4 successes. You want to say yes, but without visual representation, all you can go off of is the significant change in pressure as a thunderstorm rolls in, and the spiritual feeling of this voice. To go. To destroy.
Is Mia nearby?
Mm-hmm. All of your NPCs are all gathered around this spot. Guided by, with a 4, you can assume a patron.
I would like to activate cat feet. then I would, since this is one of those, essentially one of those holes in the earth again, right, where I found Robbie.
This is exactly where you found Robbie, yes.
I'm going to grab Mia so she doesn't have to do all the unnecessary climbing, and I would just like to use my agility and Glabro to just kind of, move faster through this crack, since, falling without taking damage is pretty key.
All right. Well, meanwhile, over to Aurora. What do you do?
Aurora's been petting Fenrir, and she's just like, it's a little weird. It's kind of like obsessive, when you pet a cat, and it's like, oh my god, you're so cute and furry, and the cat's like, okay, I'm done. But yeah, Aurora's like, okay, come, and she beckons Fenrir to jump in her arms.
I need you to roll a charisma and animal ken.
Oh, that's funny. It's one of my small pools. It's fine. Okay. Oh my god, jeez. Okay. Wow. I rolled way better than I thought I was going to. 5. Wait, hold on. No, that's 5. Shit. That was 4.
A 5 convinces him to get into your arms, but he's, like a cat, is pretty stiff about it.
And she just nuzzles into him, like, when you like hug a dog, you're like so. She's like, you're so soft. I don't remember you being this soft.
Okay.
And she, she's going to use Cat's Grace, if that's okay,
Yes.
and just kind of like a goat, like make her way down.
Okay. Let me meanwhile to Mori.
I think the command to go and destroy from one of the spirits
Mm-hmm.
gives Mori something to concentrate on, a goal, a mission, a drive. And I think she hones in on that and does the same.
She have cat's grace?
No, she does not.
Okay, so
But
I'll need
no,
her to
she goes.
make a roll.
She goes. Go ahead.
So go ahead and
Go ahead.
roll either a strength or dexterity with your athletics.
Dexterity, athletics. Would my judo specialty help with this?
Yeah, I'll let it give you an extra dice to your pool.
4, 5, 6, 7. 7 successes?
Okay, that is more than enough to make it down. And Gabriel.
I think before I go down into our final fight, I think there's a moment of I want to talk to Thanatos, ask if he wants to come with me, because I remember leaving him the last time. And this time I want him to have the option if he wants to come with me for this fight.
You don't get the feeling that Thanatos, because of all the animals, he's the most dog of all of them. So dog wants to go with dad, but you don't think he understands the ramifications of this potentially catastrophic.
I'm gonna take just the slightest moment to explain to him one of us or both of us can die.
Then he will go with you.
I love you, son. I'll pick him up and we're gonna go down.
Do you have cat's grace?
I do not.
Okay. Do you have celerity?
No. I barely have any vampire disciplines, let me tell you.
Okay, so you're going to roll strength or dexterity and your athletics to get down.
Okay, it's definitely strength athletics.
Okay, so instead of like this graceful, it's hoorah He-Man, like muscles alone
100%.
climbing down. Yeah.
Would you believe I rolled 10 dice for this?
Yeah, I would believe that.
Mm-hmm.
You're a big
Um,
boy.
I am a big boy. That is 7 with a good old critical.
Oh wow, so everyone makes it down safely.
I'm a big boy.
The cavern opens up significantly. There is the beginning of a beach, an underground lake. And standing with his feet alone in the water is this bat-like creature. The creature wears only a loincloth, and around its waist is some kind of belt. But instinctually, all of you know that this is some kind of relic. This creature is almost as large as the 50-foot cavern that contains the beginnings of this lake. The lake then ducks through a tunnel that dips down below the water and probably resurfaces deeper into the cave systems. But this creature feels familiar. Aurora, you immediately recognize stone. As you all land, some of you incredibly gracefully, others of you with a hard eyes open up on the creature's wing membranes, and then they close. And then it slowly turns. You feel fear, unlike you have ever experienced before. Witnessing this creature, its face is a misaligned, constituted monster. Something nightmarish. The lower jaw ripples like a wave, the teeth rolling. You cannot make out its eyes in the deep sockets of its face. If you tried to ascribe a creature to it, it would be something between a bat and a lizard, and some abomination. The rest of its body is interwoven layers of fur and scale and flesh. When it speaks, it does not speak out loud. It speaks directly into your mind. And the voice is surprisingly pleasant.
So you have arrived. So it shall begin. There is one directive. The rest I will handle myself. A descendant of mine has decided to turn against me. You will put her down. Else she will begin the end. I recommend using your ability to enter the gauntlet against her. She is all you need to defeat. Should you attempt to defeat the rest, you will be consumed. But the choice is ultimately yours. There will be amalgamations. I do not recommend focusing your attentions on them. There are over too many to kill them all. The humans will arrive soon, and they will begin, followed by those who worship, though I suppose they are already here.
And the creature lifts its hands from the water. They are just skeletal, overlong fingers, bearing 3 or 4 extra joints that unravel in an unnatural way. 6 fingers on each hand, kind of humanoid, but in the center palm there is a hoof-like structure that all of these fingers attach to. And the thumbs are curved like wicked swords. One could call them dire scimitars. In one of its hands, lifted from the water, a page is constituted, drawn from the very world around this creature itself to form a piece of paper with a child's drawing. Damien, you instantly recognize it. Aurora, you remember seeing this creature sketched into the Bible belonging to the Mercies. With a flick of its thumb, the paper flies as if magically sent into Mori's hands. Liko, the creature tells you its name. This monster on the paper.
You will see many things, but her destruction is all you must worry about. Do not try to save those whom she consumes, lest you be consumed yourself.
The creature then begins to turn into large vats of water that splash black into the lake underneath it. You think you have seconds before it's gone. Anybody say or do anything?
I think, and Aurora would reach out unconsciously, and it's kind of like, but there's a look of confusion on her face. Like, it's kind of like reflexive of her, but she doesn't understand why she's doing this. It's like there's such a disconnect between the emotion and the logical, and it just feels natural that she should reach out to this person, to Stone, because he mattered. He matters, and he's important. And she says, I'll see you again.
Anything else for anyone else?
I think Mori takes a moment and kind of realizes that that form of stone is Aurora's future if nothing changes, and hardens her resolve.
I think Gabriel is just kind of focusing on the advice and the task at hand.
Anything for Damien?
Just seething with rage at this point. Like, is putting a name to the face kind of makes it full circle for him.
Out of curiosity, Jesse, does
Yeah.
the image have like any information, or is it just a picture?
It's just a picture.
Okay, good to know.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean, it's useful for knowing which monster we need to kill, right?
Mori just nods to that.
Mia pulls out her gun. And she says, "Where do we go? Which way?"
This might be just the shark spirit in me talking, but through the water seems the fastest.
He's gonna shift to Hispo. And he's gonna allow Mia to like, if we're gonna go across the water, he's gonna allow Mia to use some kind of like her own like preserver raft so she could just ride his back.
Okay, all of you?
I think
I'm kind of new to this. So the Hispo cost, because we don't have rage, or I don't specifically, would that just be a willpower?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll do
I
that.
think
So you turn to
I
little.
think-
Your Hispo's a spider, so you're like a
Oh, yes, I know.
spitter.
Oh, sorry.
I think I walk like waist deep into the lake before I'm going to shift into my Hispo form.
Okay. So all of you, you're such a souped up party that like the DC for this role is fairly small, but athletics and dexterity, crawling, swimming, etc. to get to the other side.
I let Thanatos ride on me, by the way.
I keep an eye on like Nina. Just watch her.
8 sucks.
Yeah, the crawling and skittering. Like silently, making no noise, just moving really fast.
Dude, she's an acrobatic. That's so cool. Aurora's just
I'm
swimming
just-
normally.
I'm just imagining Thanatos like riding on me, like on my shark form.
Meow.
Mhm.
Like, wee,
All right.
dad, wee.
All right, so this is athletics and strength.
Athletics
Those
and
dex-
dexterity.
Oh shoot,
Mhm.
cute.
I got 10 sucks, by the way.
Okay, yeah.
I got 7 and a bestial.
Oh my god, you're not gonna believe. Well, I didn't roll that good. I rolled a 4.
I mean, it helps being a giant fish.
Fair enough.
Because I'm a great white, correct?
You're whatever
Sheesh.
kind of shark
You
you
wanna be.
want to be.
Yeah.
I'm okay with being a great white. Great white's fine.
All right, you're a big boy. Swimming is easy. Damien, remind me what you got.
7, but
Okay.
also a bestial.
Bestial. In this sense, just swimming, all the bestial does is you're a little bit irritated that Mia's on your back, but in a protective manner. She does get more wet than you really even wanted her to. Partially because you were expecting one thing, but underneath the water, when you dipped down, like under that arch that's mostly submerged to get to the other side. And then Aurora looks a lot like a bat swimming. So, a little eldritch horror-y, a little cute combined there. The moment that all of you crest the water on the other side, the walls shake, and there is a massive explosion. It sounds like a motor going off. And rippling through the cave is this screech. Damien, I need you to roll Composure and Resolve. And Aurora, I need you to roll Composure and Resolve. The other two, you're fine.
Okay. I am going to be eternally grateful I invested in this pool.
That's just 2 for me.
That is going to be 5 for me.
All right. Damien, you are driven to your knees. There's a high-pitched screech that just starts your ears bleeding, and your eyes feel like they're about to pop out of your skull. It is a call, a powerful summoning, and with your roll, you do not resist. You are consumed, and you are taken by a much more powerful kindred to come to her aid. You leave Mia and the rest of your coterie behind as you take off running. Aurora, what'd you get?
A 5.
5. You resist the summoning, but it is everything in your power to resist it. It is an overwhelming, consuming feeling. And the other two, you would have had to roll, but you feel your spirits. You feel them beguile the roll in this sense. It feels, however, proximity-based. If you get closer and this creature calls you, you may be helpless against its call. That being said, Damien is running as fast and as far and as quickly as he can. Do all of you try to keep up?
Is he going the direction we need to go?
You have no idea.
Does Aurora know what's like? Does she understand that this is a call for aid?
Yes. It is a summoning. Not necessarily
All right.
a call for aid, but a summoning.
I think
And then she is going to say, not nonchalantly, she's going to say, he is being summoned, so he might become our enemy.
If you wait long enough, he's gone. So if you do speak and you
I'm-
don't take off to run, he's gone. Like it's just
Gabriel's
it's that
gonna-
fast.
Gabriel's running after
then
him.
She will, yeah, she's gonna run after him, and she just whoever's near her, she'll say that. She's like, not even like breathing heavy or anything like that. Not
Okay,
panicked.
To try to
nothing.
keep up with him, I need you to roll a dexterity and survival. Because it is more
Can
than just
I-
your raw running.
Can I use fleetness with me?
You can, yeah, it gives you an extra dice.
Okay. Do-do-do-do. So let me do a rouse check.
Mhm.
On that. I'm not hungry.
Can I use strength instead of dexterity with survival to just brute force my way?
Holy shit! I added an extra dice, and I'm so glad I did that.
Brute
That's
forcing
it.
your way will break into pieces of the tunnels, and it could collapse them. So that's your choice.
Okay.
So the answer is yes, you can, but you might kill some of your friends.
4 successes and a crit, so a total of 8.
Let's not kill friends.
Okay. Mia does
Okay.
not keep up. She isn't fast. She's mortal. She's running her heart out towards Damien. Fenrir it isn't going to leave her, but he's going to use the Sniffy Whiffler to find all of you. Nina is keeping up with Damien.
Oh yeah.
Bad
I
news,
rolled
I'm
a-
not particularly fast.
I rolled an 8. Sucks, baby.
I got all 3 sucks on my 3 dice.
Okay, so you are behind with Nina. So, what the two of you see, on top of that, what Damien sees, it is a firefight. Deeper and deeper into the cave, the more flesh-like it becomes. At one point, Damien breaks out running on all fours on this very thin slab, just right against a wall. So it's something he should shuffle on, but instead he's running on all fours and pulling himself forward. There is over 100-foot drop down below into just open abyss air. And the air in this part of the cave is hot, like something is exhaling. The wall itself, both Aurora and Mori, what you discover is that the wall is spongy. The floor that you're running on is flesh-like. And then the smell of blood starts to become a malignant miasma that is both distracting, appealing, and disgusting. The juxtaposition of it is a little bit overwhelming. When the two of you duck into Slot Canyon, narrow sections, Mori, you find that you have to explode into those crawlerlings to scurry through. And
what form would that be?
you're just
Sorry.
So you have to go war form and then little tiny spiders. So,
Okay.
but I'm not making you spend anything to do that. It just happens. Same with Aurora, but you do not explode into spiders. You thin out like a piece of paper, just flesh crawling with thousands of fingers like a centipede. Damien turns into mist, and he reappears on the other side, a bloody mess. He is soaked in it and breathing hard and heavy and snarling. The eyes are glowing, and he is something in between a wolf and a bat. Wings have torn from his shoulders. His tail that was woven ends in this spiked club that's all scaled, much like a dragon. The two of you break out of this slot canyon into another open mouth. Underneath, below you, some 100 feet, is the majority of the lake, and the lake is red. So red that it is almost black, and in the center of it, there pulses this flesh chamber that's pustuled and bubbled, and every time it pulses, these roots that extend out from it into the ground, into the water, up into the walls, draw in more blood. Hundreds of bodies. As you watch the water lap just for a moment, fill the lake. And you realize that this is not a deep lake. This is a lake formed because of hundreds of dead people inside. And some of them smell like Kindred. Damien, some of them smell like the grave that you dug yourself up out of, and they are all being consumed. The thing in the center pulses again, and the lake twists like a blender, and you hear bone and flesh popping as it is consumed. It is here, Damien, that you get another chance to make the roll. Composure and resolve.
Can I help him by using awe?
You cannot. You are not more powerful than the creature that did this. There is no chance you would make it.
That's okay. Good to know. Oh shit!
Mm-hmm.
I got 6.
You make it. You snap out of it, but you are still drenched in blood. But what snaps you out of it is the memory of pulling yourself out of the ground, crawling upwards, and it is a piece of your humanity. Thinking about Mia, thinking about your family, your found family, your friends. That brings you back to the here and now. The tragedy that you felt at something so simple as your skin being turned into a serpent's. There's a grief and a nostalgia, and that is the human feeling that saves you in this moment. When you hear a compulsion to jump into this flesh blender, you stop. And the three of you
So when you stop, that's when Mori and Aurora bust through that canyon. Mori as 1,000 spiders, Aurora as like this paper centipede, and then they reconstitute as themselves. All of you are panting. You are the only three in here. And just slowly you recognize what this is. There is, on the ground, some 100 feet below you, just above the water, there is a ledge. And on that ledge, directly across from you, but below you, but on that ledge, there is another cave that goes deeper and darker. And that cave looks like it is riddled with acne-filled sacks of pus, like an actual throat. But before you decide what you're gonna do, I have to use the bathroom. So we're gonna take a quick BRB right here. Another pulse goes through all of these chambers, which feel like a carotid system. A circulatory or a attached to a breathing system. Circulatory, yes. With that being said, that
That's the
pulse of compulsion, it sounds and feels just like a very deep, reverberating vocalization, draws in Kindred. They come from the pustule throat, and as they step and they pop, those pustules ooze that smells rotten. Permeates the air and coats them in a layer of juicy snot. All of them seem to be dressed differently, like in robes. They all bear different symbols. These do not look like shovel heads. They look like something else. Like they're all priests, almost. If you would like to perceive or understand what you are seeing, it is going to be a wits and occult.
All right.
Well, yeah, I guess, sure, why
I should
not?
do that.
Might as well try at least.
Mhm.
Ooh, that's actually pretty good.
I have a very good dice roll.
I actually got 6, believe it or not. I feel pretty
Hell
good
yeah,
about
let's
that.
go. All right. I got 5, 6, 7. I only got 7, 6, so it's fine. Even though I rolled so many dice.
Here's what I got. So I got a critical and a success, another success, but I got a bestial failure and I got a brutal failure.
No.
So all of you see a symbol that is like a cross, only upon deeper inspection, like squinting around their necks on this chain, it isn't a cross. It kind of looks like an upside down effigy of a cross. And then you recognize that it is a sword. And there's just a understanding, instinctual. And then a lesson from your time as children of Lilith. All of these are Sabbat. These are all sort of Cain. Sabbat. And what you are feeling, that compulsion, that is a beckoning. That is the beckoning.
How many of them are there?
You take your time to count?
Sure.
There are 30 of them in total that come and fall into the flesh blender and die.
Aurora just says, disappointing. As if she's kind of like, we studied all this shit and this was going to be the end of it? I'm like, okay. Anticlimactic.
You don't think this has anything to do with studying? This beckoning? In your kind of ascendant status? You get a feeling that this cave, this power, is that of a maker. The beginning, the original. And a word comes to mind. Antediluvian.
Huh. Fascinating. Well, let's go stab the heart. And she's going to actually look for where are, because if there is vessels, if there is something pumping, what is pumping these vessels?
The cave itself seems to be the chamber. This pulsing organ does not necessarily seem to be a heart in its entirety. It's something engineered between a lung and a chamber, or even a quarter of a chamber of a heart.
Interesting. So maybe this is a dumb question, but does it mean that there's a way to go further in?
Scaling down, crossing the spinning flesh pit when it ceases to spin, and going through the chamber that all of the Sabbat just tunneled through. Or you can go back through the slot canyons.
How wide is this chamber?
It's massive. Just a quick guesstimate, 100 by 100 feet.
Good to know. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, storyteller, would the power heart laid bare or premonition help to find direction in this case?
You tell me what you want to do.
I would like to perceive this thing's weakness. It's like it's the weak leverage, or like it's hard. Yes, Steve?
I would like to
I'm
use
on
a
your sheet.
gift, if I may.
Okay?
And I would like to use Fatal Flaw.
Okay, I'll get, each of you will get a chance to do something. I'll start with Aurora and work my way around, okay?
Mhm.
So, Aurora, what do you want to use? Okay, so Damien, you want to use Fatal Flaw? I mean, you can always try this.
Sounds good.
If he's gonna do that, then let me go premonition. And what I'm looking for is like direction, because I am actually kind of in agreement with. I think there's multiple things we need to get rid of, or one thing. I'm trying to decide which or the other.
Got it. And then what is Mori doing?
The honest truth is, she's kind of waiting for someone to say something, but she's also very much contemplating just blinking over the pit to the other side.
Fair enough. I don't think either of them say anything, but just start like intently staring, and then like eyes roll in the back
Okay,
of their
if
head.
they don't say anything and it's been like, I don't know, a couple seconds, I guess I'll look around.
I was gonna just
If
look
there's
back at
yeah.
Mori, and it's just like, and just smile.
So creepy.
Like, it's like,
Spider smile
Mhm.
back.
you're pretty.
Ugh.
Just in the spider form, she's like, this is so. In Aurora's mind, by the way, she's saying you're pretty because she honestly finds you fascinating right now. You are like super interesting.
Aurora
She's like,
has a
I
leg
want to
fetish.
study you. I want to study you so bad, like intimately.
So creepy.
And she's like, I want to study you so bad, like intimately. And she's like, I want to study you so bad, like intimately. And she's like, I want to study you so bad, like intimately. And then she's like,
Mandibles go to block the face.
yeah, and then she'll say, sorry. And like her eyes, and she'll say, sorry, later time, I guess. And then
I don't even know if I can talk. Can I?
yeah.
Oh,
She totally got distracted by Mori for a hot second, and then is like, oh yeah, I have to deal with this thing, I guess.
All right, Damien, make your roll.
Sounds good.
Would you like me to do a
Mm-hmm.
okay, and do you need a rouse check as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I would like to use one of my storyteller willpowers if that's fine. If that's applicable for the situation.
Say it again.
I said I would like to use one of my storyteller willpowers
Yes.
if that's fine.
You can use up to 2.
Because I am quite literally a loaded gun right now. And the last thing people want is for it to go off.
I'm using a sword tower with powder. That was crap. I rolled 9 dice. Just to let all of you in the audience know, I rolled 9 dice and got a 2.
That's how I felt on my composure and resolve the first time. Alright, this gives me 5 with a brutal failure.
Okay, I got 1 crit and then 4 singles, so that is 8 successes on my premonition.
Okay. So here's what happens. You are going to stare at this thing until Aurora's premonition is over. Aurora, what you see can only be described as death. And not a normal death. A calculated extinction. You, in the premonition, are standing before a great maw, and then you are swallowed. Inside, there are several organs, and they're all different. If you were to compare them to human organs, there are many livers that detox. There are many pancreases. There are many kidneys that take these wastes and modify them for use. The interconnected tunnels would represent neuropathways, veins, and even some cases, air passages. Through your premonition and your role, you recognize that you are inside something as powerful and apocalyptic as an antediluvian. You see, there are hundreds of these chambers. And it is not just this region where kindred have been called. Kindred from across the oceans have been beckoned, summoned to this location under the west coast of the United States and consumed. This is not something necessarily growing. This thing was already here. And what her family thought came from the other side of the world is not true. Because there are pieces of it buried there as well. This is a creature that is born from one side of our planet to the other, that lies in wait and web for the day that it is free to consume. And consume it has. As your premonition continues, this fall, because that is all that you're doing in the premonition, is just falling and bearing witness to these different chambers. As you fall through them, you slide through bodies, through blood, through membranes, coming out on the other side, soaking wet, falling more into more arid chambers that seem to breathe. The walls, they constrict and then release and exhale this nasty breath. And there, all around you, is a feeling of oblivion. This oblivion feeling lays outside of the natural spectrum of human understanding. You understand it in a way only something an elder and above could understand. It is a realm that encases humans, their perception of the realm. But it is also a part of that which is since the unseen. And even still, it is further, and it pierces a veil into the penumbral. La Sombra was said to have traveled oblivion, to have learned, to have disappeared into it, to call his children into the darkness, to use its powers, its shadows, its malignance, its death, its necrosis. With a terrifying understanding, Aurora. Whatever this thing is that you are inside of, consumed La Sombra. The creator of that entire clan of vampires. There is no weakness. None that any of you could even fathom. You are but fleas on the back of the world wolf. Even as powerful as you are. Damien, as you open your eyes, and I mean after your scrutiny, your eyes are opened, you realize what you are in comparison to this great beast. Nothing. You are nothing to this beast. Even destroying the hundreds of chambers that are its organs, it would still live. Because it is a cosmic balance. But what you do understand is, like this organ, Lyco has attached herself to this thing. Like a parasite, siphoning pieces of its power. And a memory surfaces. Artemis preparing you to be prey, making you strong so that you can be consumed. And you hear Artemis's laughter ringing out in this echo chamber. I told you I would win in the end.
You haven't won a goddamn thing. You don't even have a body.
You feel her touch the inside of your ribs. Like she's playing a xylophone.
You are all going to perish. Gnats in the face of the World Eater.
Mori,
Yeah.
your perception is much less brutal. It seems that you, in your wits and awareness, oh boy. Yeah, okay, so it's much less like apocalyptic, your realization. So this like heart, this organ, it's not even a heart. Whatever this organ is, there's a thin membrane. And as you scrutinize it, the membrane itself has a double layer. So there's like the actual membrane of the organ, and then there's like a parasitic membrane over it. And that parasitic membrane is white and very, very thin, and there are black purplish veins that are piercing into the flesh red color. There's two distinct different scents in this chamber, and you wonder if whatever this big creature is maybe you need a garden, right? It's very much more positive than what anybody else has understood, and you're like, you know what? Maybe if we get rid of the parasite, Otherwise,
Good to know. Good to know.
Otherwise, it's far more hopeless. If you think anything else, then you are standing in the face of a god. A creature that is unfathomable and so powerful that you couldn't even... There is nothing you could do. So instead, the part of you that is calculative says, maybe if we prune that which looks parasitic, it'll help our cause. But you have no idea. Damien, you also bear witness to that parasitic membrane. In terms of physical weaknesses, that might be it. That might be all you see. Because the rest of it, whatever this creature is cosmic. Not yet, but this is almost the point that the Rokia is like, hold on, guys! I'm coming, guys! So just, yeah. But what do the three of you do?
So it looks like there's, I don't know, parasites. Maybe if we get rid of those, we can take care of this, right?
That's cute. Yeah, I think we should just focus on our objective of Laika. Laika.
Is
That's all
this
we
not
can do.
Leica?
Mm-mm. No. This is something much bigger.
Perhaps she doesn't see the parasite,
That is
Mori.
endless.
Perhaps she only sees what it is. And yes, this thing, you wouldn't want to fight it even if you tried. But this parasite,
Where is the parasite?
it's wrapped around. It's a membrane that's wrapped around the organ.
Where is it in comparison to, I don't know, the pit?
It's right in the center of the pit. So you would be risking being...
Hanging above, or would I
It's-
have to go
it's
down
in.
into the
It's in,
teeth?
yeah, it is in the pit, yeah. So you would risk getting twistered up
Cool.
in it if it pulses
Cool.
again.
Cool. I'm going to say, Damien, do you have those Ralphos rounds that I gave you? I'd like to try something if that's all right.
He's just gonna toss them to you.
I guess I'll change it back. Think it's a free. Yeah, it's free. Okay. I'll load it into my gun and I'll try and fire.
Okay, dexterity and firearms. Does Damien say anything?
Yeah, he's gonna point at the now apparent Rokia Gabriel. You and me, pal, we're gonna fight this on another front.
I'm with you.
Are there any like watery reflective surfaces?
The pool of blood 100 feet below you that literally forms a moat around the organ. It's like a lake, but it's just blood. There's just so much blood down there.
Okay. He's
I'm going to use
to
a willpower.
He's going to perform the rite of shadow passage, staring intently at this reflective surface as he does, motioning for Gabriel to stand next to him.
I obey.
Cool. So I got a crit there. 12 successes because I got a crit.
Aurora, what are you doing?
Aurora is going to watch. She is going to wait. She wants to see, kind of like an observer,
Mhm.
because at any moment this thing is going to pulse. And since they're going into the Umbra, there's not much she can do with that's where they need to be. That's their place. But her place is here. So she just wants to just watch, observe, kind of like, I guess I would say be aware if anything that was happening. And if anything happens, she can like have a fast reaction if need be. And possibly that, or she would investigate what Mori does and see how that reacts.
Fair enough. So you want to see what happens with the Raphos round, and Damien and Gabriel you're headed in. Are you both headed in the Umbra? Here, while in this chamber?
Yes.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
As
we're going into the Umbra, can I shift to Krynos
You both can.
just to be ready?
Aurora
I will
says,
stay in Glabro for the moment.
Aurora just says, "Good luck. I hope you come back. Be ashamed not to. Study you more."
You're weird, you know that?
So are you.
Fair enough. That's I don't. That's 2 criticals and 3 successes. I have no idea how strong the gauntlet is here, but that is my shadow passage roll.
Hold on. I may have done that wrong. I didn't add in my fleetness bonus. Oh, it's a defense. Never mind. We're good.
Okay. Damien and Gabriel, the two of you, everything looks different in the Umbra here. In the center, where that organ was, there is a creature that almost resembles a marionette, like a broken porcelain doll. And it's unmoving right now. And attached to it are thick tendrils, like tentacles, covered in that thin black membrane that was white in, I would call it the prime material plane, because I run D&D as well. But in the Umbra, it's opposite colors. White veins, black membrane over each of these plugs that go into the marionette. They go into her ribs, into her, like the sides of her neck, her chest. It's a terrible picture, and it sets the both of you on edge. It feels entirely unnatural and frightening. You would call it worm-tainted. There are also a cacophony of whispers and cries and demonic sounds. It is so hot here that the both of you begin to sweat. The blood that you are drenched in, Damien, starts to sting your eyes. It is overwhelming and forbidden. This feels forbidden. As Mori fires off that Raphos round, it hits like thunder, echoing through the cavern, an explosion that hits the marionette and busts open its chest in the Umbra. And inside its chest, there is a small organ that looks like a festering lung that has the piece of a heart grafted to it. So it inhales, exhales, the heart beating in time with each inhale and exhale. The Raphos round hits that white membrane, peeling it back, but doing nothing to the rest of the creature. When at once the fire and smoke, they disappear, there are still thick flaps of the membrane, the parasite holding on to the organ. But there's a hole. But it is with horror for Mori that you watch, and with fascination for Aurora, as the parasite begins to reach like tiny tendril-like fingers to close, to knit up the hole. But it is there for a second. Damien and Gabriel, there is a recognition that you have one action to attempt this, because all of you need to roll composure and resolve, or you fall into the flesh blender. Okay?
Okay, no pressure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this a discipline of any kind?
The composure resolve?
No. The whatever's happening here. I'm just asking because I have a, what is it, unswayable mind, for instance?
No, it is not. However, because you have unswayable mind, you can add 1 extra dice to this roll. So if anybody has that, you can roll with an extra dice to your pool. So go ahead and roll. I need to roll for Robbie because he's made it now.
I got an 8 on the composure resolve.
That's a 9 for me.
Okay. Oh man. Oh, Robbie.
7 with the storyteller willpower.
So Robbie would have criticaled, but because he rolled a skull, he does not get the critical because it takes one of the
Can I
successes.
use the storyteller willpower to give him another roll?
Yeah, I'll re-roll his failures.
Hell yeah.
Okay. So even with that being normal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Those of you that are in the Umbra, there is no way to avoid the damage, but there is... Mori has made an opening for you to get rid of the extra tainted parasite on this already tainted spirit. So I'm going to get what you both would like to do, and then I will fully describe what happens, starting with Damien.
I would like to rapid shift into Krynos, which is just dexterity and glory for me, because it eliminates it being a minor action to do that and becomes a free action.
Okay.
That's 5 successes.
Yeah, so you're able to completely shift. Yeah. You beat the DC
And then,
by 5.
with that, since I have,
Margin of failure. Okay, and you don't take any damage because you beat it.
right. So I'm just gonna go lunge at this thing and try to rip at it with my fangs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So because you're so shifted, you have, I think, a +3 aggravated damage as well on top of it. Ooh.
So it's 1 ag
One
for
aggravated.
success when it's in Krynos,
Got it.
and then claws are 3 superficial.
Okay, and Gabriel, what are you doing?
And I tried to grab the marionette so Damien is able to just get at it just that much easier.
Mm-hmm. Yep, so that'll be a strength with your athletics, and you are in Krynos form.
And I can add my new grappling specialty I got.
Mm-hmm.
I got 14 sucks on the grab.
Very nice. I got 7 because of a critical.
Okay, so Gabriel, what'd you get? Remind me. Gabriel?
14.
14, and then you got 7. Okay, so let me make a roll, because as this thing pulses, the marionette basically turns on. All of those thick tentacles that are stabbing into its body, they pulse, and there's like a sucking. Its body jerks, jackknifes up. It lets out more of those whispers and laughs and horrid sounds. The two of you in action cannot resist the aggravated willpower damage that you both immediately take when this thing opens its mouth and activates. So go ahead and mark aggravated willpower damage. You do resist just diving into the open mouth that begins to twist like a blender, but both of you leap towards the marionette, and you manage to claw into the chest between the 14 and the 7. You do 4, 2. It's gonna be 2. You do 2 extra damage, so it's 2 aggravated. So you beat it by 2, sucks. And you claw into that malignant lung, heart organ inside of the marionette's chest that's exposed. And all you are able to tear away from this thing, even with this asinine amount of damage that you do, you tear away that black membrane, just pulling it away. What Mori sees, Aurora sees, and Robbie sees. So first of all, Mori, the thing begins to turn and pulse, and Robbie goes to dive in, and you grab him by the chest. Your arm shoots out even though it's tiny, and you push him back with strength that you didn't realize you had. There's a moment of Mother Bear like, ah! Ma! And then Mia grabs a hold of his arm, and he blinks a couple of times and just says, oh shit. And then almost immediately, there is this horrific sound, and I say horrific because it sounds like a squishy, wet fart that just explodes from the bottom of the lake and bubbles up. Something disgusting, like a burped queef. It is horrible. It is hot. It is sweaty. The air becomes moist with it. But the membrane, that parasite, it stops trying to reach, and it immediately begins to turn crispy and break off. Nina pukes. Fenrir yaks. And Robbie makes a face of what the actual fuck. What does the coterie do? Starting with Aurora.
Aurora would go to comfort Fenrir and then just comfort Nina and be like, there. It's gross. And it's weird. She feels weird about it. Like, it's so instinct. And then she's like, why am I doing this? And she just goes, pat, pat.
All right, what does Mori do?
Well, that certainly did something, didn't it? It worked. Kind of turns around, like, trying to see if, like, anyone else reacts like, we could do this, right?
Ooh.
Yeah, there you go.
Honey. I mean, it certainly did. Actually, I'm going to use Eyes of the Beast in this moment. Let's see. Can I sense that there is also damage done in the Umbra?
Do you have Sense the Unseen or Penumbral Senses?
I have Eyes of the Beast or Heightened Senses. Yes. Either of those two work?
No.
Can I tell what she's trying to do when she switches her eyes?
Potentially, I would say that Mori is. Does Mori have sense the unseen?
She has penumbral senses.
Okay, then I would instinctually. I feel like she would kind of have an idea, or even herself want to look.
Cool. She also has sense the unseen. So, yeah,
She sees everything.
everything. Anyways,
What do your spider eyes see?
yes. Am I okay to roll, Jesse?
With spider eyes, you can activate multiple senses.
Oh,
One for each eye.
yeah. Never doubt.
I think you may be a little more apt to handle Umbral.
Okay. Okay, I am going to use penumbral senses, even though it's a smaller dice pool, because, test wisdom. Intelligence wisdom, looks like. Wait, I don't know what wisdom is. Hold on.
So you just have
What
two
to say?
dice.
That's your renown rating. If you have no renown,
Oh,
So you get
in
the
that, then
Might as well. It's 5 dice, plus I have the storyteller dice, so might as well. Bye-bye. Not bad, not bad. Okay, I got 3 successes, and a crit, that would be, I think, 7.
Correct.
You can see Gabriel and Damien as like spidering of lightning in their form. So you don't actually see them, but like them moving through the penumbral space. And you can see over the organ there's this spirit that kind of looks like a marionette that's attached to all of these tendrils. The two of them are on the organ, holding on for dear life as everything around them is twisting and more blood is being squeezed from these kindred, drawn out and filling the lake. With that being said, Damien, what do you do?
I'm gonna keep going at this thing. I'm gonna keep gnawing at it like a feral dog. I have to rip it open, then I'll rip it open.
So you're gonna keep attacking. Gabriel, what are you doing?
So you gave me the cool killing bite power. I would like to use the cool killing bite power.
Okay. You're gonna try, both of you are gonna continue your fighting it.
The cost of 1 rage is 1 willpower, correct?
For right now, yeah, because your sheets are abominative.
Good old abominative.
Okay, so the two of you are going to attack again. Then I would need to know back in the prime material plane, Mori, Aurora, what are you going to do? We'll start with Mori. You can see that their forms, the forms that look like they're made of lightning, they're almost like sparklers, is what they kind of look like. They seem to be attacking this creature again.
Do I see any more white? More parasitic flesh membrane?
Most of it is turned crunchy, but it is still attached, though no longer moist and wet and pliable. So it's just crunchy membrane still on the organ.
Okay, but it's still there.
Yes.
Okay, maybe this is stupid. It probably is, but what if... would it be possible for me to blink across and try and grab it? Like, rip it off, sort of thing.
You can certainly
Of the
try.
membrane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that then.
Okay, so you're going to be rolling a dexterity and athletics to do the ripping. So go ahead and roll that. Aurora, what are you doing?
Aurora does not like that. This is not good. Aurora's actually gonna try to prep an action to get Mori out of there.
Okay.
And in her head, she actually asks out loud, "Is this Lyco?"
She just asks out loud
Yeah,
to
the group.
the NPCs that are SPCs that are there.
Yes,
okay.
for confirmation.
Robbie has no fucking idea. He's totally out of his depth and is like trying to figure out how the fuck he can shadow step and go help the boys. Fenrir is barking. Thanatos is pacing back and forth on the ledge like he's thinking about jumping into the blood pool to help his dad, but he's confused. It is Nina that shifts back into her helmet form that says no. But Lyco is a parasite attached to the worm. She says, these membranes. This is Lyco. She is feeding off of its power. She is attempting to awaken it, to use it.
How do we turn off the switch? Unplug her.
Find her and kill her.
I suspected as much. This is not her.
Yeah, Nina nods, grabs Robbie by the back of the neck, and then she fucking turns to Krynos and tears a hole into the Umbra, and you can see for a moment all of these spirits. You hear the blast of whispers and like demonic happenings, and holding the pup, Nina just goes straight with Damien to attack and kill and violence.
Okay.
Yep. As she's in there, she says the same thing she said to Aurora, but in Krynos form, so it's like yips and barks with a little bit of English. She says the same thing to Gabriel and Damien. That this parasitic wrap is sucking the worm's power. She confirms, because all this time she's been trying to decide what it was, trying to confirm what it was, but she confirms to you that this is the worm.
And Aurora will grab Mori, or try to at least, and say, "We need to go."
Mori's on the other side. She's jumped onto the organ and is pulling. Okay, so 15 successes with the killing bite, 13 successes with 2 crits on the athletics and dexterity. And Damien, what are you rolling?
I was gonna roll my bite.
Roll it. Probably your strength and
I also-
brawl?
Yeah.
I did get a
I'll,
clean critical in there too for the killing bite.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna blood search for some extra dice, and that'll give me an additional treat. With the now wet dice that was in my water.
So you'll deal 2 additional aggravated damage. Very nice. Okay. I need a roll for Mia for just a moment, resolving composure, because she can see you because of the way that Nina ripped open the Umbra. And that is a critical. Nice. 6. Okay. She got a 6, so she's fine. She's like, what the fuck? What the fuck is that? Between the 3 of you, you do upwards, let's see. It's 5, 6. You do 9 points of aggravated damage to, quote unquote, it doesn't touch the creature, but it completely eviscerates the parasite. There is nothing
good.
left of it between Mori pulling it off in the regular plane and the 2 of you ripping out that heart, that organ. It turns into this white, maggot-like slug that has a lamprey mouth. And you manage to crush it and chew it. And Nina lets out a howl, and as she does, everyone can regain a willpower that's in the pack. So all of you gain a rope.
Superficial or aggravated?
It's only superficial. So if you have aggravated, it turns into superficial, and she tells you to follow her. As she says that, her voice echoes from the Umbra into the real world. And Aurora and Mori, mostly Mori, you see her moving, and it's like all of these electrical little explosions that run the perimeter of her body. So you can see like this outline of Nina as she shouts in partial English, guttural growls and yips to follow her. And she runs through the acne-filled throat hallway that smells like... Well, I want everyone just to assume what it smells like.
Also, since we were in Krynos for an extended period of time, would we have regained any superficial due to the fact that we were in that form? Because there's regeneration properties too.
Yep, you would have regenerated once so far.
Hooray.
Yeah, Aurora's gonna yell out loud.
Yep.
Like, follow. And Aurora's gonna go for use fleetness and follow.
Okay, as
And hold her breath.
Aurora leaps forward, she has wings. Thanatos is barking because no one's grabbed him, and he's just like, "Hey,
Oh.
hey!"
Aurora does a 180, like because of the. Yep, she just like she even if it takes her more time, even if she gets there late, she will go back and get Fenrir.
Fenrir and
And it's
Thanatos.
kind of like weird. And no,
You leave Thanatos.
she just looks at Thanatos and looks at Fenrir and for confirmation of like, do I have to grab him?
I mean, yeah, Fenrir's like,
He's not
"Yeah, he's
you."
my bro."
Then she's like, fine, and grabs them both.
Okay, so you've got both dogs. Mia is climbing down the side of the wall. So,
Oh my god!
yeah, she's climbing. She's climbing down to
Yeah, I'm
go.
willing to do 2 blink checks to go there and back, if at all possible, Jaqi.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, I'll do that.
You don't need to roll. You just,
Ooh.
yeah, you blink, you grab her. She panics a little, then you blink, and on the other side, she's a little bit dizzy, so you still have to hold on to her. And she's just like, "Holy shit!" Like, ooh, she's got the wobbles and the wobbles. Thanatos licks Aurora, which is crazy. And Aurora, I need you to roll a composure and resolve because there's a potential for you to gain humanity in this moment from the puppy, the actual puppy, giving you snuggles.
Oh my god! No, yes. All right, hold on. I might have. Make sure
You
do I
almost
get
lost
my?
them.
I do have to ask. Do I get? I almost left him. Yeah, but she's like for her. She's like Fenrir is my world. She's weird right now. Do I get an additional dice because of my tier or no?
Yeah, every roll gives you an extra dice because you're tier.
Okay. I just have to ask. This is a very important roll. Okay, dice. Come on.
Big money, big money!
Oh, that is 8 dice. It sucks.
You gain a humanity. And it's a very overwhelming feeling for you. This simple act of going and fetching this animal that's in crisis and safely transporting it instead of just leaving him behind. It's a small act of kindness that just leaves you with a warmth, which kind of feels like a mold growing around your empty heart socket. And so it is with that profound, increased sense of morality that you carry forward. Everyone that is following Nina, you must roll a dexterity and survival.
Hey, at least I get the
Okay.
+4 from being Krynos now. God.
Do I add
I'm gonna
extra dice
storyteller
because of
willpower. I don't want
fleetness?
to be slow.
You do. You can add an extra 2 dice because of fleetness.
Okay.
So if any of you have fleetness, in this moment you may add 2 dice to your pool.
Oh, okay. I'm a little hungry.
I apologize. I thought this was for the other side. What are the dice are we rolling?
Oh, so To keep up with Nina, you are rolling dexterity and survival. And with Krynosing, you turn into a massive, terrifying, warformed spider.
Hell yeah.
If people saw you, they would immediately lose their mind and maybe even try to off themselves because they're so scared.
Oh, that's not nice.
Nope. They have to make a roll to resist to do that.
Luckily, none of them saw me do my killing bite.
Okay. Shoot. Right. Dexterity, survival.
All right. So I have 2 brutal failures. Rules as written, though, even though it's a failure, it's still a success towards any sort of physical endeavor.
You just give yourself a sprain. I think maybe you hurt your fingy. You jam it a little bit. Mild annoyance, but you still make it happen.
7.
Damien is able to keep up the fastest, followed by Mori. The other 2, you kind of fall behind. There are moments, Mori, as you're tracking them, that the electrical outlines of your friends in the Umbra are through the walls or underneath you, or they're running like a mirror. You step, they step underneath you. And when we flip everything into the Umbra and we shift the angle, you are running through places that do not make any sense. One moment you're in a destitute canyon, diving into said canyon only to bust through a waterfall, washing away the blood and dirt and refuse. You can see that there are 3 moons rotating around each other in the sky in the Umbra, and the stars, they aren't just in the sky. There are some of them that you pass, and you can smell the gas and see the rings of particles. You jump from these floating pieces of mountain back down into water that envelops you, and you swim, but you manage to keep up. Even though, Gabriel, you trail further behind, you catch up, you make up for it when there is swimming. It is both overwhelmingly beautiful, reverent, spiritual, and terrifying in the Umbra. Meanwhile, in flipping the angle of the camera back to Mori, there are moments where you have to slow down or you find yourself leaving webbing for Aurora to follow, for Fenrir, for Thanatos. You, in your horrific spider form, are holding on to Mia, who is also leaving marks in the form of dropping colorful M&Ms inside the throat of this nasty thing. And as the 2 of you move beyond the acne-covered, pulsing esophagus, you break out into a chamber that is spongy, like the interior of a lung. There is a stairway that leads down from this lung-like chamber, and it looks like you are going to be walking in a vein as large as a sewer access. More M&Ms, more webbing are left behind for Aurora to follow, and you descend. And you can see the lightning-like outlines of the rest of your coterie swimming through the vein. And for you, even as a massive spider, it comes up, the blood comes up halfway up your legs, all the way up around your bulbous spider belly. And Mia is riding like on top of your head, occasionally petting you, which you find a little bit comforting, but also strange.
I'll take it, honestly.
When at once you feel the presence of Lyco, it hits you like a wall. Damien, you find that you are stuttering, gasping, stopping. Tears spring to your eyes, and everything that has ever happened to you that has caused you pain or fear or reconstituted and re-regulated any trauma that you've ever felt, from the smallest to the grandest things, it plays in quick succession. Your body begins to tremble. You begin to heave and sob. And then from you, Damien, that feeling ripples to everyone in your pack. So I need everyone to roll another composure and resolve.
I got 7 sucks.
As you come into the chamber where Lyco is plugged into the worm, it is a bulging vein that spiders around a limb belonging to the greater. Damien, you are incapacitated. You take 3 points of aggravated willpower. Everyone else takes 1 superficial. The silence in the room is deafening. You cannot even hear the splashing of your own feet. And we're going to take a break right here before the final battle. All right. All around you is a nightmare. You hear distant explosions. You hear a hail of gunfire, intense weaponry, distant screams. The level of gunfire is a militaristic level. Some of the explosions shake the vein that you are encapsulated in, and it swings, sloshing the blood. All of you are coated. As you approach, you pull up short. There are about 15 bodies impaled on stalactite-like fleshy appendages running through the veins. All of them are dressed in elegance. Some of them are humans, some of them are mortals. There are 2 people that you recognize. One of them is Hansen. The other is Aurora's mother. These impaling spikes form a circular round the parasite, Lyco, who is well and mostly attached to this vein. Beyond her, she seems to be plugging an access port, and beyond her, every beat, doo-doo, like a massive drum, doo-doo. There is an array of thick webbing, like a spider, but more dense than a steel cable that holds up many suspension bridges. The heart of the worm beats behind Lyco, and you all recognize that you are plugged in behind the great beast's beating appendage. And all of these explosions, this fighting, is going on in other pieces of the worm's body. And each rocking explosion makes the vein swing, so all of your footing is uneven. All of the rest of the people that are impaled, mercies, all of them. Aurora recognizes them from her deep delve into her mother's confidential files. The way that Lyco is set in this appendage, for it looks almost identical in the Umbra and not, is like on a dais. But the difference is, in the Umbra, there is a sacrificial table in which fingers, organs have been cut and left in sacrifice, in ritual. Robbie does not make the save, and he is also incapacitated. Thanatos is pulled under the blood with a whining yelp. He is, after all, just an animal. Fenrir quickly follows suit. Everyone may gain a rage at Thanatos and Fenrir's looming demise. Mia is immediately pulled under the blood, helpless, completely like a babe at this thing's mercy. You may use split second if you would like.
All right, I'll go ahead and use it.
Lyco says to Damien, who is incapacitated, "What tender meat you bring me, child mine?" And she is this elongated in upper torso and neck with extra elbowed limbed woman. She's got 6 breasts, each of them pointing in a different direction, leaking blood from the areola. Her body itself expands outwards and attaches like this big bulbous pustule that's blocking the way to the back of the heart. And she is doing the equivalent of sucking power from life's blood of the worm. So, now it's your guys' turn to respond. Now that all of the... You could consider them lair actions, but this is Vampire the Masquerade, so that technically is not quite the same. So, each of you will have a turn, but it happens all at the same time. And you're going to describe what you do and what you look like. Okay? And we're going to start with Mori, because she's going to be using split second. And she's going to decide who or what she goes after. But first, Mori, what do you look like?
All right. So, what Mori looks like, I guess I'll start with the face, which I guess sort of looks like a face. I mean, 8 eyes, and at the jaw level, it's as if it's part of a mask, and it breaks free, and you can see the mandibles. Her legs, all 8 of them, sprout, I would say maybe 3 fingers, or 3 different segments. Very segmented, as one would expect of arachnoids. I mean, she's pretty terrifying, but yeah, so every, she's incredibly segmented. Her neck has a couple, 3 or 4 different segments. And if I were to give it a good comparison, it's kind of, I'd compare it like a ball-jointed doll, but more twisted, more turned. Her torso is more shaped as one would expect of a spider. And as she goes to use split second, I want to ask the storyteller if at all it would be possible if I could choose 2.
I'm so sorry, say that again? She could what, too?
Can I save 2 people? Can I try to save 2 people anyways?
Yeah, I would allow
An
it.
animal, person. Okay. I am going to try and save Mia and Aurora's boy.
Okay. I need you to roll a dexterity and athletics.
Do. And because this is not an attack, I can add my celerity rating to the roll. 9 and a crit, and a roll. Let's see. Sorry, 10. That's 10 and a crit. 14?
Okay. With a 14, you can save them both because you beat it with enough margin. You are fighting against the blood that is pulling them down. It is absolutely drawing Mia to a spike that is growing, but you split second pull them away from it. And Mia comes up sputtering and gasping. Okay. Moving over to Gabriel.
So Gabriel, in his wereshark war form, is 10-ish so feet tall. Very much the face and jaws of a great white shark, except for where the gray would be in the coloration. It's his actual like tan skin tone, and he's hunched over. He has like the large dorsal fin. His fingers are webbed and have claws on them, and he's gonna rush forward and try to grab a hold of the bad lady.
Okay. So you're going to be doing that. I'll have you roll in a moment. I'm going to meanwhile over to Aurora. What are you doing?
This is a very important question. Do I just see Mori just blink under? Like, just, like, all of a sudden, bam.
If you also have celerity, you can see her go under and out. Otherwise, you see them fall, and then all of a sudden, they're in her hands. So.
Okay. Yeah, I do have celerity. So as I see that, Aurora is like, all of a sudden, like, any clothes she has just starts ripping at the seams. And there's her hair, this giant, like, mane is just all the way down to her feet, to her ankles. And her arms are, like, monstrous, like a dragon. But then they start to fur out at the very bottom of it. And every single one of her fingernails become claws. And they're shaped, again, like a dragon. And it's this amalgamation of wolf and dragon within her. And she just... This woman, right? Seeing Mori help, she just growls and goes... You'll pay for that. And it's so aggressive. And she's gonna go after this. What she perceives
As Lyco.
is this lady.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This creature.
Lyco.
Okie dokie.
And she's going to use 1,000 cuts,
Cool.
which is there, and she's another rouse check. Ooh, that is gonna hurt.
That actually might be really good for me if she starts bleeding.
That's kind of like what she's gonna do.
Okay. So you're going to be making some rolls, melee or brawl, with your celerity
Brawl.
rating. Okay, and
Brawl.
then Gabriel is going to be rolling strength and brawl. Mori is using the
Right.
turn, the blink, or the split second to grab them.
And do I roll this with dexterity as well, or no?
No. Celerity rating
Okay, just...
to any single or brawl melee attack.
Oh. Ooh. This is gonna be ouchy. Hold on. Come back to me. I have to tally all this up.
Okay. Oh man, there's so much happening. All right, so she is going to do... Good God, there's so many creepy things. Okay. All around you, Umbra and not Umbra, the blood in the vein begins to form into different kinds of weapons. Robbie is also in the Umbra, because of Nina. So, because she grabbed him and pulled him in. However, in his rush along, getting to the vein, he's in the regular plane. Because he did not keep up while they were in the Umbra.
Me and Damien are in the Umbra.
And
Okay.
Nina.
And Nina is not.
Nina's with us.
okay.
Nina's with
And
them.
that's everybody, I think.
Okay, and Robbie's not with you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if I had known that, that changes things. Fuck.
Yeah,
All right,
in the running, he fell behind. Yep.
Oh shit. Oh fuck. Okay, well, never mind. Oh, okay, can't change it now.
No worries. He's not dying.
I just hope he survive. He just needs to survive one round, and then we'll be fine. And then maybe he'll at least live a little more. I'm so.
He's in a better spot than Thanatos.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
So with all of that being said, the blood begins to manifest into these huge, like, twisted, disgusting mounds of flesh piled on flesh. They look like the creatures you fought before. The war ghouls. So I need to know, okay, please write what you're doing in the Discord chat because there's so much happening in this scene and it all happens at one time, so I have to figure out how to narrate it based on your rolls. So how many successes you got, what you're trying to do. Okay, so I need Mori to roll a dexterity and athletics to grab Robbie. Okay, so here's what happens.
Dexterity athletics. Okay.
Gabriel, you leap forward to grab her, to grapple her. She flings you away as if you are nothing. And as she flings you, she also claws into you. And she beat you. She beat you by 4. So that's 4 aggravated?
That's not good.
It's up to you what kind. It depends on like what kind of weapons, but yeah, 100% up to you.
Yeah, she beats you by a margin of 4. So, yeah, she does aggravated damage. Because you're also in the Umbra. Okay, and she tosses you back. Aurora, you beat her by 1 in the material plane. Elicit enough additional superficial. Your attack only costs superficial amount automatically and elicit enough superficial damage for the victim to be impaired. Okay, so any vampire at hunger 3 or more must roll a resist frenzy at difficulty 4.
Me.
See, used against Kindred, the attack is relatively harmless. For the scores of
I
vicious
do-
yet unbleeding wounds, leave a victim a walking masquerade violation. Okay.
Just want to let you know, I do have a +2 against a hunger frenzy in one of my advantages.
Okay.
It's called E. But I just want to let you know, just in case.
Okay,
So, cold dead hunger.
make sure you add that to your roll.
Okay. Difficulty
With
4.
12, Mori, at the same time all of this is happening, Mori, you're able to grab Robbie. Nina grabs Damien by the front of his throat, pulling him up out of the blood, and with a howl and her physically touching you, she heals you for 2 points of aggravated willpower and says, on your feet, shift. That is the
Yes.
first round.
He has no. So he just frenzies. Because he's at 5 range.
Hell yeah. A kindred abomination frenzying in the Umbra.
We ball, right? That's what we do.
10 to 14 feet high. Okay. Damien, do you want to describe what you look like in this moment?
I mean, sure, yeah. He goes from, like, being in his human form, then the rage surging from, like, literally from his toes to his head just triggers that response in him. And he immediately shifts into Krynos, being this 19-foot tall black wolf with white stripes across the chest. And in this frenzied state, he goes first to highest priority, and that is his sire. And he just lunges.
Okay. Helping Robbie, which was your whole turn, Mori, basically shakes him out of his stupor so that he can help fight. And he's gonna attempt war form. He looks like a giant Pomeranian! It's fluffy!
Oh my god.
Oh my god, that is so fucking cute. Please tell me that's actually canon.
And he's mad! And he's fluffy! Yeah, he's got a bow around his neck, like a little bandana. Yeah, no, he's a
fucking
werewolf.
cute.
He's just fluffy. He's just really fluffy. So, yeah, he's cream colored with like orange spots. Yeah, he's big. He's bigger than Aurora, but he's fluffy. He's so fluffy. But then he's drenched in blood almost immediately. So, yeah.
Not the fluff.
If you have to think about it, he could probably clothe 20 people.
Yeah, if you sheared him, you could make sweaters for sure. Okay, second round. She finishes the war ghouls that she was forming. They are in the Umbra, but they are also in the Prime Plane. They're all lined up really well for any kind of shooting. But fighting these things, Mori, you remember how much it fucking sucked, but you are Super Saiyan now, so second round. There are 6 of these war ghouls that she's formed. They look like malformed, twisted hunchbacks in the Umbra. Okay? There are 6 of them. Alright. Second round. Damien. Oh, I will note that in the second round, there's more explosions and fighting and screeching. And at one point, the worm itself, like, jerks rapidly, causing the vein to literally loop-de-loop all the way up and around. Woo! Woo! Yeah. So you're all just shaken up like you're in a shaker keychain. And then it's the second round of combat, because you were just being tossed around like beads. Damien, what would you like to do?
I was curious, since he's in like this frenzy form, can Wake the Dragon be utilized or
Correct.
no? Okay. So yeah, if that's the case, then he goes from just being a typical 19-foot guru, then just wings spread out of his back with 2 more arms popping out of the side, and yeah, his neck elongates, and like these strange like mandibles start to come out of his head as he attacks whatever is in front of him. Like, he's frenzying, so he's gonna attack whatever is in front of him. But it is, rules is written, highest priority on the list, so whatever's an enemy is an enemy.
Mori's a baby. Okay, so if you're just straight on attacking, melee or brawl with your strength.
That is 1 critical, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes, but also 2 brutal failures, and that's an automatic physical success plus 4, so 10.
Okay. So I'll explain what happens as because you're going for Lyco, but the war ghouls are in between you and her, but I'll explain what happens in a minute. Gabriel, what do you do?
I want to avoid the war ghouls, like from the advice that we got from Stone. Can I use Killing Bite because she was injured by Aurora?
Does it
Is it on the
say...
prerequisite or wounded by
Yes.
taking damage sustained?
Yeah, so it's
Okay,
like
I
you're
would
like
like
leaping
to-
through the air with your mouth open, like nom.
Nom nom. I want to make a big old bite.
All I can
And
imagine is like
because-
Mobble Wobbles in the little shark. Think I just...
And I get a bonus dice when she's bleeding, right? Because of the thing that Spec used. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna roll some big money. I'm gonna use a storyteller willpower.
Okay.
I want big money. I want a big hit. I want to take a bite out of this lady. She got my dog. 1 second while I do some counting.
Okay. Go ahead and write what you get down in the Discord chat, and I'll say what is Mori doing.
So she's using 3 of her 3-toed or whatever arms to try and keep the 3 of them off the floor so they don't get spiked.
Okay.
Because I don't know if it's still going to happen. And with her last one, I was going to use a gun because she can't really put them down. And is just, making sure to be on the move. Yep. Oh. And the dice I rolled ended up being a crit and 5 successes, so 9.
Okay, go ahead and write that down. And Aurora.
I kind of want to go for her again, because again, as Luke mentioned, Stone did say like ignore the distractions, but I'm gonna roll a dex and a brawl, I guess, because that's all I got
Okay.
for that. Okay. So that was okay, slightly better than last time. 16 sucks.
It is raw pandemonium. Lyco lets out a scream, and all of you take a aggravated willpower damage as she does so. Blood and spikes forming everywhere. It is everything in your power, Mori, to keep your delicate individuals away from these spikes. Mia is shooting, firing off round after round, but it seems to do nothing. When you fire off rounds, you notice that every bullet is wrapped in webbing from you. And each of those bullets that then explode seems to do something more. She does take damage this round. Let's see. She takes 4 from all of you. Total, all of you. 4 aggravated
so
damage.
Jesse?
Yeah.
If I hit her, I think the revolver adds 4 damage, right? And the Ralphos add 5 damage, right?
Nope. Because she's plugged
I see.
into the worm.
Okay,
Good to
so
know.
So let's see. So 4. Let me look at this. For just your rolls, it's 4. Big messy crit. 4. It's 5.
For my crit, I get the +2 damage. Can I also inflict the crippled?
No,
Okay.
not on her. I mean, you can shatter her limb, like her arm or something like that.
Yeah, just a little bit of something to.
It just does not
Maybe make it a little
incapacitate
easier.
her.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't expecting an incapacitator. I was just trying to soften her up a little bit.
Okay, with all of you attacking, it is 5 points of aggravated damage in total, which is good, considering how many squares she has. That's decent. She does look pretty fucked up and very angry. So on top of that, she does the willpower damage. She doesn't hit any of you this round. Okay. So all you guys take this round is the aggravated willpower. All right. Third round.
Aurora would like to try to disconnect her from the worm.
How?
She is connected via. Is it kind of like she has a bunch of veins just stuck on the worm, or is she just a bunch of like?
Are you going to do it through brute force? Because so her body is molded into the backside of the heart. It's like been flesh crafted into it.
There's no easy
just-
way until we deal damage.
Okay, how about this? Can I just rip out her throat?
Yeah, you can try. For sure, yeah. I mean, absolutely. You can try.
I can attempt. I don't know if I'll. Oh, too many dice. Okay, so that's what Aurora's gonna do. Let me roll those dice.
At the big top of this round, all of the war ghouls that attack, there is another rupture, and a different kind of blood pours into this vein. The blood is purple in color, with swirls of black and gold and orange. And all of the war ghouls are pulled into this new wash of blood, and they are popped
That's,
like cherries. Yeah. Then there is each of you a command given as this new blood washes in, and it tells you it's not a rude command, it's kind of a suggestion. It just says drink, and this blood, as it rushes into the umbra, it looks like tainted spirits bleeding on the ground. And the voice says, consume. Yeah. So no, third round. You can consume if you want, but you have no idea what it does. Okay, starting with Gabriel. What are you trying to do?
Real quick question about the voice that said consume. Does that sound like a stone or one of the spirits of Gaia?
You have no idea. If it's stone, you've never heard him talk like this.
I'm kind of in a rough spot since I'm like on the impaired willpower. I'm gonna take a drink. I will do a consume.
I will also do a consume, but I'm wondering if that takes up my whole action. So I don't have to roll.
Yeah,
dice.
that's a good question.
Yeah, it would. It would take your action.
Okay, then I'm not gonna. Then I'm just gonna stop rolling dice. And because I didn't
gonna do a
roll that
consume.
good anyway. I was gonna have to use a willpower. So many fucking dice tonight.
Hopefully it'll help me.
Yep, gonna consume.
I do think Gabriel apologizes to the spirits though as he's consuming them.
All right. Meanwhile, Mori, what are you doing?
Dancing between the spikes. Yeah. I mean, she's more focused on making sure that the others in her arms aren't getting, like, taken out, but yeah, I mean, that's what she's focusing on. She could probably shoot again, but that's pretty much it.
Being the mom friend.
Yeah, being the responsible mom friend because, for one thing, Robbie needs to survive. Mia's important too.
Yeah, Robbie's
Damien,
hulked out and he's attacking.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
Bark!
Oh, I can't hold
Growl!
him. Never mind. I only have two. Yeah. Well, that's fine. Yeah. You know, they have to survive. That's why.
bark, growl.
And Aurora needs a touchstone to return to human. Or not
He.
human, but, you know, not monster.
Oh my
Yeah,
god, you're so. Oh my god, this. Please tell me. Can I please do a roll for humanity at the end of all of this? Just if I live, just
see.
for that.
Hey, so with
I hope
shooting
my-
again, dexterity and firearms. Gabriel, you're consuming.
Ooh.
Aurora,
Consume.
you're also consuming.
Yes.
Okay, and Damien, what are you doing?
I'm still frenzying, brother.
So you're still
if these-
attacking?
Yep.
Just kill.
Kill.
Just kill.
All right.
Just
that's
kill.
12.
Like I can take a fuck ton of damage right now. I have like 15 dots.
Hell yeah.
Would we have regen once for us wolf people?
Yes, you have one regen. You wolf people. And then if you consume this round, you regen 2 aggravated willpower and drop your hunger by 2.
Drop our hunger by 2.
Yep.
Can it drop us to
Yay! I love that.
0?
No, I cannot.
Okay.
That makes me very happy. Alright, I gotta.
That's 9 successes.
All right. Let me roll. Oh, that's just Robbie. What you're hearing in the background, that's just Robbie.
Please roll well, Robbie. I will give you one of my willpowers.
All right. Damien, you do claw her, but she hits you with one of her many arms that is available. You'll take 2 aggravated damage. That's how the margin that she beats you by. But because you're all souped up, all of her extra damage, just like your guys' extra damage, isn't calculating. Like you don't take the extra 5 damage from her. But yeah. Okay, so cool. And then the shooting. I'm rolling for that. Ooh. Okay. This hit, where the back of her is attached to the wall of the heart, it begins to crinkle. A lot like that membrane did in the original chamber with the organ, and peel back. Kind of curling backwards like paper. She lets out a wretched scream, and the entire vein shakes at her pain. And as it begins to quake, there is something in her eye that changes. Some different ploy or plot being downloaded and decided. Okay, next round. Starting with Mori.
I think Mori starts the round because she said it crinkled like paper like the other one.
Mm-hmm.
I think she shouts to everybody to pull her out, like to try and rip her off. Is it possible if I just focus on defending this round?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I'm
planning on potentially, I don't know, like, would it be possible to, I don't know, prepare a blink or whatever?
Yes. So focusing on defense will keep the people in your arms, Fenrir, Thanatos, Mia, alive. Because you spend your whole turn keeping them alive.
Sounds good.
Okay, so with that, then we meanwhile over to Gabriel.
I want to take another bite out of her.
Jaqi knows me so well. She's over here she's like, no, I've got the babies. She knows me so well.
I'm just gonna say I love you, Jaqi, so much, like in a very platonic, happy way, because I actually was gonna do that this entire fight, and I was like, oh my god, same brain. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Can I technically still blood surge as well?
Yes, you can.
Okay, I'm gonna blood surge, and then I want to take a bite out of her again.
Okay. So you're gonna be rolling strength and brawl, but added your blood surge. And then Damien, you're still frenzying because you're still in combat.
See.
Nina, however, this round howls, and she gives you an extra 4 dice to your next combat roll. She agitates the frenzy on purpose, making you more dangerous.
Willpower again.
Okay.
Or big money. We want big. I'm trying to go for a new record.
I don't know if this dice tray is big enough anymore.
And Robbie is also attacking. He's finally got kind of a hold of himself here in the 4th round. and is lunging for Lyko. Yeah. A long-haired werewolf. That's what I want you to picture when you think of him. And then go ahead and put down what you get. Aurora, what are you doing?
I'm gonna actually try to cut her out. I'm currently rolling those dice. I'm probably gonna have to use this willpower because I am rolling like dog
There's
water.
no reason not to.
I am rolling so bad. Very bad. Very, very bad. I'm very sad right now. I still only haven't got a 15.
Oh, okay. Hell yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I had to use a couple willpowers to
No,
fish
this is
for that crit.
I need... After I describe this, you're all going to get another chance to describe something else that you might do. Lyko detaches the vein from the heart, leaving her literally the only thing plastered on the heart itself, and it is a massive organ, some 50 feet in diameter. What drops in the chamber that has no human anatomy at all, as the vein drops, it ignites in flame, but it disintegrates. The flame is not a normal flame. It is not orange. It is not yellow. It is a vibrant blue, electrical, and it ashes away. The blood turns into dust and is vaporized. All of the war ghouls that she was reforming instantly vaporized. Mori, because you were only focused on defense, you blink back, holding your few further than you have ever blinked before, because that entire vein is detaching. You stop in what feels like, you think it's maybe called like a ventricle, a hard tube, kind of seeming like cartilage, but not quite, but it isn't falling. And you can see out into the abyss, and you are hundreds of meters away, but you can see the wolves leaping forward, latching onto the heart of the worm and Lyko, and tearing and ripping. All of them roll high enough. Aurora hisses, biting at Lyko's neck. She grabs Aurora's head, peeling her skin back of the top of her head, scalping her. You take 2 points of aggravated damage, Aurora. However,
I was gonna say I can use a power against that.
when you pull back, you bring what you can only assume are vocal cords, voice box, part of the tongue, tearing it backwards from the jaw out of that long giraffe-like neck. On the other side, you have Damien coming up and under the ribcage, screaming, as in his mind, cackling at him, is Artemis, saying, "You die here!" And he is just rage. He howls, breaking open the ribcage, unleashing a swarm of locusts, all of them covered in pus. These locusts look in tandem like slugs, and then there is Gabriel. Gabriel, are you doing your bite attack again?
Yeah, that's the big bite.
Okay. Coming in. Underneath Damien and Aurora, with that heart and neck exposed, you bite into everything that could be considered an internal system. She is flesh crafted and she is monstrous. So reality is you have no idea what is actually happening when you bite into her. But there is a disgusting shudder. All of you attacking her take 2 points of aggravated damage. Her blood burns. The fire behind you in this open heart chamber is burning you, turning you to ash and nothing. And as you pull her free from the heart with your furious violence, 4 of you, plus Robbie. Because Robbie comes in from the top and is pulling at her head, hooks his claws under her jaw with a howl and a roar, pulling and pulling and pulling. Her head starts to rip and tear, exposing spinal cord. White fluid explodes. It's mostly spinal cord juice, and it smells rotten. But as all of you plummet, you begin to vaporize, to burn away. The last roll I need everyone to make to see if you make it out alive.
Is this me included, Jesse?
Nope.
Okay.
This is only your friends who are plummeting into some strange, penumbral, adjacent... a convergence of planes of existence colliding, exploding. Think of it like a plane, and you're piercing through one side into the other, and your physicality simply cannot withstand the force. So in order to get out of this, to survive, you will be rolling either a stamina or a strength in combination with your occult.
Does blood potence count in this?
It does.
Okay.
Does Arcanos form count for this?
Correct. As all of you are rolling, I will describe that multicolored blood that is more viscous than that was in the vein originally is pouring as well, and much of it is burning away. But it is as if manipulated, reaching for the group of you. Including Nina. It is reaching for all of you. And it is burning away just as fast as it is reaching.
I just want to say, no matter what happens, it has been an honor. I'm also going to use another willpower.
Mori. As they are falling and beginning consumed, something awakens in this chamber. And an exhalation of that astral projectile that is eating everyone screams in your direction. You will be rolling a dexterity and an athletics to get yourself and the 2 NPCs that you are holding to safety. You can use fleetness and you can use blink. Blink, what it will do for you is add your fleetness or your celerity rating to that roll. But there is no going in without them immediately turning into ash and nothing.
Right. I did already make a roll, and I used 2 of my willpower, storyteller willpower,
Okay.
as well as a regular willpower. And the number's pretty big. I got a 22. I had 18 dice.
All right, Damien. What'd you get?
So I got good news and bad news. We got 9 successes, but I got critical with it, so that negates that from being 9 to 6 overall, because I have a bestial. So yeah, 6 successes.
Aurora, what'd you get?
I just want to tell the audience I used all of my story willpower, and I had a really good roll the first time, but I fucking fished for crits, and I got 19 successes. Holy shit.
And Gabriel.
I got 15 sucks with my storyteller willpower use.
Now time for choices. Nina did not make it. However, the two of you, Gabriel and Aurora, that did make it, it would be the ultimate act of heroism to save her. There is no guarantee that you will ever exist in any iteration of this life or the next, if you choose to do so.
Real quick question, because it's part of the deciding factor for me,
Yeah.
is the Thanatos is still down there too, right?
He is gone.
He's gone. I'm gonna save Mia.
Nina, you mean?
Or yeah, yes. Sorry.
Alright, I was also going to save... God, I don't know. Like, what happens if both of us go? Because do I see him going for her?
Sorry, for continuity, did I not pick up Fenrir? I don't think I did, but I just want to make sure because
You did.
think I remember.
You did.
You have Fenrir and
Yeah.
Mia.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't have. Yep. Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Is it Gabriel or is it Aurora that's going?
Gabriel's gonna. He will push Aurora to go back to Mori. Like he'll point
I think-
towards her.
Can
And he's
we
going. RP this out?
You
That's fine.
have only a few seconds.
So Aurora's gonna go to get Nina. What does Gabriel say?
You have to go to Mori. He's your responsibility now. You have to be there for her. I'm gonna save Nina.
Why are you doing this?
Because it's the right thing to do.
And she lets him go. And she cries. For the first time since consuming the eye. She says, "You will never be forgotten."
Your bodies slam into some unseen force of wall, deep in the dark. Consciousness is lost. But when you come to, Aurora, is to the sound of a baby's cry. Mori, you are holding one of the triplets, Mia the other, and Robbie is sobbing as he helps with the final child to be born. Fenrir immediately whines, alerting Mori that Aurora has awakened. You find yourselves on a familiar hill. The same one with that single tree that overlooks the city. Not counted among you. There is no Damien. There is no Gabriel. There is no Thanatos. As you sit up, Aurora, you notice that it is seconds before dawn. And you instinctually flinch. But you hear Fenrir say, "It's all right. It's okay." You and Mori make eye contact, and there are sad smiles exchanged on Mori's side, partially because she's just experienced this thing, and also partially because, Mori, you were given a gift. A gift that should have been impossible. A gift that never, in your wildest dreams, would you have assumed come to fruition. You know that the same gift that was given to you, Mori, was both bestowed on Robbie and on Aurora. All three of you are alive. Some would say you're resurrected. But it was not without great, unending, or even unearned sacrifice. Overhead, there are two things you notice. One, and this is for all of you that are still standing. Next to the moon is a burning red star. Wrapped around that star is what looks like a gaseous ring that is slowly rotating. But it's obviously very, very fast, because even with the naked eye and how close that star is, you can see it. And even as the sun is rising, the moon is still in the sky, and everything feels different. The city is dead. It is decayed. Miles beyond the city is blackened, scorched, tainted, dark. Is there any roleplay between the two of you?
With tears in her eyes, Mori reaches for Aurora and puts a hand on her face and just says, "We're alive. We get to be together, and you can see she's struggling for the words. It's as if God came down and granted us a chance."
Aurora closes her eyes and listens just to her body. What does she...
As you close your eyes, the sounds of these babes, these pups, becomes muffled. And you hear your heart strong. But there is a singular note, long and low,
a howl. And it is a painful cry. Sorrow and loss. There is only the faintest sliver of hope in this cry. Anything else for the two of you? Before I describe what happens next.
Mori, I just want to tell you he loved you. He died being the person he always was. Good. If God truly exists, then he's an angel now.
It takes Mori a
There's-
second to realize what you're talking about. A twitch of the eyebrow, widening of her eyes, the realization who you're talking about. Doing a second take to see maybe if
Where's
he was somewhere
Where's Mia?
else.
She's there, holding one of the babes. But she
Then-
looks hollow. She looks lost.
Did I do wrong by
No.
saving her?
No. Because Damien would have kicked our asses if we didn't. I know how she feels. And you realize a part of her is grieving Stone. Is grieving the loss of her friends. The grieving. As much as she is happy to be alive, what about the cost? What
For a
about
second, you can tell that Mori didn't even consider that they were gone, that they ended up somewhere in the city. And as you're talking about it, just starts to tear up and she's like,
he saved me? He saved us.
and as much as she can, she just kind of hugs you while still holding the baby, and she just cries. She just lets it out, because yes, they are meant to be remembered and cherished, but also they are meant to be mourned.
I'm so sorry. Everything feels like it just happened. And I wake up to the sound of life. And I'm so joyed Nina's here and I'm happy, but everything still feels like a minute ago. And now I'm afraid that I'll never be anything again.
Stop. She grabs both sides of your face. Well, she tries to. Remembers she has the child. You are... Sorry, maybe weird, but unlimited? You can be whatever you want to be. You can fix or change whatever you set your mind to. I know it. I've seen your strength. What you're willing to sacrifice for everyone else. I've seen it. I know it will be hard. But we're together and we can do anything we set our minds to.
With that being said, we flash backwards. There is clarity. The rage bled away in your final moments, Damien. And you can hear her screaming your name, even as Mori pulls her to the surface, and you know that this is the end for you. You could fight against it, but you know what you are. You could fight against it and try to live more, and maybe that rage will consume you, because it was terrifying now that you come back into your senses. Even as your body is burning away and being decimated and destroyed, you are a danger, and it is not a matter of if, it is a matter of when that rage turns on her, on Robbie, on any of them. So with the last of everything that is you, you could reach out to her, you could say goodbye, or you could simply close your eyes and pray that in the next life, you get another chance. Or you could fight. You could try to claw your way back to the surface. But you can only choose one. What would you do with your final moments?
I think that he accepts it in the end. That one way or another it was going to come down to his ambition, and that ambition eventually killing him one way or another. Regardless of the rage or the hunger, regardless of how much he would like to be by her side, he just can't. Because he's not that same person. Irreversibly changed in every way.
He closes his eyes, and he accepts it, disappearing into the astral storm. Particles cast into nothing. Now as these particles twist, they do something you aren't expecting. You aren't conscious, you aren't you, so to speak. You are energy. And you are moving through the dimensions at a quick pace. And as you are moving, it is as if a wind carries you. But still you are the ferryman guiding it. You see the ledge with the tree. You see Mia. 2 members of your coterie. You acknowledge that Gabriel didn't make it. Even though... Oh, go ahead.
In this vision, what does it... Does my perspective look in color, black and white, kind of like monochrome?
It is impossible to describe. What colors you do see are on a spectrum that doesn't exist, did not exist for your human, Garu, or Kindred eye. But everything is suffused with this weave, connecting it, this energy. And there are distinct versions. Everything and everyone braided together through a loom of fate. Mia is light. There is a light, and it is twinkling in the center of her chest as her gaze lands directly on where the last vestige of you moves through this earth. And she whispers your name. You do not hear what she says next. But I will describe it to you anyways. Holding this tiny life born into a world that has shifted, that has changed. She stands, moving to the ledge, cradling the baby. And she says, I will find you. And I will not stop until I do. Wait for me. I can't leave now. I have to be here to help them. Damien, wait for me. I will find you. I will be the light in the dark. The tears that overtake her are gut-wrenching. And she folds in on herself, holding this tiny, tiny baby. Because I have loved you, and I will always love you. Gabriel. For your sacrifice, saving an elder wolf, you are given 2 paths to walk, but you may only choose one. I cannot describe, because it lacks in the human language, a descriptor for the spirit that you stand before when it gives you this choice. The glory of it is so bright and warm that you cannot look at it for long. But being suffused in its presence is what you would imagine heaven would feel like. And if heaven is more than this, and this glory is any indicator, if this isn't heaven, this glory, then you will believe in the face of true evil. There is nothing that could misalign your faith at this point in front of whatever this is, the spirit that gives you the choice. And the choices are this: you can return, but if you do, you will not be the same. You will not know them, and they will not know you. But should you find each other, the spirit will not diffuse or waylay your steps. And in the other, you return as yourself, in a different life, in a different way, in a different form, with vague memories and direction. It is this world or the next world. The third option, which is not spoken but you know instinctually, is to move on to wherever it is that Damien has gone. You will follow in his wake. What do you do?
I don't think I've done enough good yet to move on yet. So a chance to try to do some more good. Even if I can't be with my friends, sounds wonderful.
So you choose this world, not the next.
This world.
Then we end the campaign with this. You are welcomed into the apocalypse. And that is the end of New Blood by Night.
Hell yeah.
I don't even know what to say. Shit.
Oh, that final
Werewolf.
choice was hard.
Werewolf the Apocalypse begins now.
All right, so re-rolling our characters as werewolves. Just kidding.
Hell yeah, let's go.
No, or if Aurora has the chance, like, yeah, she'd be trying to, I don't know, I think she would help Nia because she kind of needs to kind of find herself again. She was so ready to accept her fate as a kindred that now she's like, fuck, I'm a person now. Our dog or wolf? I don't know. She doesn't know. She feels very lost. Like she's happy when she's in Mori. And she would immediately be like, all right, we're gonna dance at the sunrise.
Oh, yeah.
And you're coming to Fenrir and we're gonna watch Scooby-Doo today. We're gonna find a TV and we're gonna watch Scooby-Doo today. We're gonna take care of these, give Nina time to rest, and I'll be sad tomorrow.
Right.
I'll be sad another day. I'll
I
try to
think-
figure myself out tomorrow. Just not today.
Mori would probably embrace this new side of life. She wanted to find a way to make the world better, and this is the first step.
Aurora
think
would
she-
feel so restless. I think
Yeah, Mori would 100% be like looking around
Because-
for people in need.
yeah, because like for Aurora, like Mori was somebody before she became Kindred. She's strong and she's cool. What was Aurora? She was just a librarian, a nerd, someone with no power, no strength. And then she found it in the darkness and now it's gone. So it's like it's a lot. And she lost her friends. She lost Damien.
Yeah.
She lost Gabriel. And she doesn't know where Stone is at all.
Oh, what an ending.
Yeah, it's all scary.
There's so many
This
open
was so
endings.
hard.
Literally, we could have
I was
another
trying to
campaign
do-
literally with all the open endings.
Honestly, we could actually have another campaign with the same characters. And well, some people like obviously feel like
Season
reroll, and
2.
then so would Gabriel.
Season
I mean,
2.
hey, he went back down.
Season 2, yeah, and I think
Oh yeah.
because it's implied that
You could run into him again.
Aurora's kin, so yeah. I guess
Mhm.
it would be her way trying to find her way through kin as a wolf, but
The rule
Yeah.
set changes into Werewolf the Apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
yeah.
That'd be cool.
I don't
That'd
know.
be really
yeah.
cool.
Thank you, everyone who's listened with us through this
Shit.
journey. It has been a pleasure, and potentially there could be more. Stay tuned to find out. Join the Discord. And with that, we sign off.
Yeah, Damien's gonna go find the ferryman now.